That's right, everyone. Breaking freaking news. I'm so excited to announce this. It's been in the works for a little bit, but it's finally in development now. And I'm super excited to share it with everybody that's watching right now on the live and everybody who's watching this on the rewind. But this is news I can't share by myself. Of course, I'm doing it with a friend. You guys all know him, and you all love him. Let's bring out our friend, Eric, the Rogue Trader.
Hey, how's it going?
Station, my man.
Hey,
This,
Shine.
this couldn't have happened without you, and I just want to say thank you so much for making this happen. I remember I found a Kickstarter, went on my way to like back it, and then shared it with a few Instagram chats that we're involved with, and like I think a day later, you hit me up, and what did you say to me?
Oh, heck, I don't remember. I was in the midst of a COVID fever at the time. I'm not even sure that we planned this. Um, no, it was a perfect fit. I mean, absolutely a perfect fit. Like you're a proud Canadian and like to rep your country, and you are our voice north of the border. So it just was a perfect storm at getting this all thrown together.
Yeah, it was like how the story went is like you ended up hitting me up and you were like this story sounds very very promising, and that how would you like to do an exclusive? And I was just like, oh my god, like yes, like thank you so much for asking me. Like you said, it's Canadian written, so it's created by a Canadian, but it also takes part really close to where I live here. Like I live on Prince Edward Island, and the story takes place in Nova Scotia.
Right on. Yeah, I didn't know I don't know the geographics of the country. I probably should a little bit better, but um, yeah, and the creative team has been awesome in working with us and very responsive, very professional, and helping us get together and even through all the ups and downs of the last few months trying to get it going. I can't say enough about this team. Beautiful art from a great artist and a real interesting story. I think it's something that we can definitely get behind.
Now, just before I show some pictures, I just want to go ahead and go to the chat and say hello to everybody that's in here. And then we also have a special guest joining us as well. So I just want to say station to Eric Durant's Tailgate Station. Thank you for stopping
Yes,
by. We have Noggin Comics, who I just sat down with this past Wednesday and did chatting with the comic community with, which was awesome talking with Kyle and Nora. And we got James Phelps Station, my man. Then we got DJ Link Station. What's the breaking news? I'm late. Oh, we're gonna get to that, my man. Then we got Magic Lasso Station. Moving on down, we got Hail Billy Station. Billy. We got Inja Binja. Thank you for stopping by. I just hit Inja Binja up and asked her if she would be a guest for chatting with the comic community. So
right on.
look forward to seeing that in the near future. And that is it for now. We got 10 watching. Thank you guys so much for stopping by in this impromptu live. So we'll go ahead and I see hello Nick. So I'm missing somebody. I think I missed somebody. Oh, Nick. Station Nick Comic
Nick,
Culture Station, my man. All right. So let's go ahead and show off what the exclusive looks like, because we got pictures, we just don't have them in hand right now. So
right.
the comic that we did an exclusive with is called Happy Pines, and it was a Kickstarter, so it doesn't have a publication, but I'm super excited for it, and this is it right here, Happy Pines.
Oh, so beautiful.
So of course we got the writer Sam West, and I don't want to say the last name wrong for the artist, but Lily Mota. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce the last name. So we got that. Of course, we got the Rogue Trader there. Look at him running away from the creature
I'm
that's
always
in the background there. You can see the shadow there. And then, of
I'm always
course,
getting beat up in these things.
what's that?
I said I'm always getting beat up on these covers. They put me getting my butt kicked.
That's true too, because like I remember the one,
The Bleak Haven.
yeah, for Bleakhaven, you're getting beat up too.
Yeah.
And then there is my logo right there. I am beyond excited. I just want to say again, thank you, Eric, for making this possible. Because if it wasn't for you hitting me up and helping me through this process, I don't think I would have had this gotten this done at all. So I just want to say thank you so much. But
Well,
we
I'm just hoping that it's the first of maybe many we can do. I mean, we got a good creative team on this project, and a little bit different. It's a grassroots indie book, so it's not from an indie publisher, self-published indie like the Bleak Haven stuff. And I just want to give these guys some exposure, get your name out there, give you the opportunity to be on the cover of a book. I mean, we need to support these independent creators for sure.
Yeah, I do love my Kickstarters, and then it's a fellow Canadian too. So like I gotta support the Canadian cause as well. We love our Canadians over here. But everybody, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We talked a little bit about the cover and showed the cover, but we have the writer backstage right now willing to come on and talk to you guys a little bit about the story that's inside the book. So let me introduce Sam West.
Hi.
Howdy, howdy.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Sam.
Oh, for sure. Thank you for having me here.
So like I was saying to the Eric, like I couldn't thank him enough for helping us create this, but I gotta say thank you to you as well for making this possible as well, for saying yes to the exclusive and making this possible.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no problem. Super exciting for myself and Lily, especially when we were talking about it. So, I mean, not to just do a thank you thing in circles, but thank you to you guys as well, for that also,
Now, it's my understanding Lily wanted to be here, but due to kind of language barriers, she couldn't be here and that, but I know she wanted to be here.
Right. Yeah. No, I had for sure. When we were talking about this earlier, I had brought it up to her previously, and yeah, she's English isn't her first language, and she had decided that she might not be as comfortable doing it live, and that's totally fine. I mean, I won't say anything on her behalf, obviously, but I think as far as the comic goes, I can speak for the both of us.
And just so everybody knows, that's who did the cover art as well on the book. So you can thank her for that as well. So let's get right into the comic book itself, Happy Pines. Can you tell us a little bit about how that was created?
Yeah. So I'm like you said, I'm also a Canadian. I've always been really interested in comic books, but one of my biggest things as a kid, like I was really into Marvel and everything is set in the States, and I couldn't help as a kid but feel a little bit excluded as the neighbors to the north, that there's no exposure there. And so as a child, I really wanted to be able to create something Canada made. And essentially, like I ended up with a bunch of free time, just kind of thanks to the stars lining up with, I mean, not that it's been a good thing. COVID's been very rough, but it also left a lot of us with a lot of free time. And I finally had the moment to kind of sit down and start scripting this thing out. And I decided, like it's never going to be a perfect time. And so I started working towards creating this Canadian comic book that I really wanted to feel as Canadian as I could,
That's awesome. And like, so this would be your first created comic book as well, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. First time delving into this, so it was a lot of learning for both myself and Lily, which was an experience. I feel like we've learned a ton, and I'm very excited to continue making more with her in the future.
Now, what made you think of using Nova Scotia rather than Ontario for your story?
Right. Yeah. So I'm from Ontario, and when it came to the location, I had originally written it here in Ontario, just like I'm from the north, and there's a lot of forest here. But when it came down to it, none of it felt totally right. And as I was researching more and more kind of environments that I wanted to use, and not to spoil anything, but like the creature I wanted to use in the story and stuff. I ended up reading and looking at a lot of pictures from Nova Scotia. It's a beautiful place out there, and I just felt like if I were to set up a campsite, if I had the ability to set it up anywhere, that sort of in that remote area would be pretty great by Nova Scotia, you know?
So are you, my question for you is, are you a big horror fan? Because like the story is kind of a horror type story.
Yeah.
So what made you think of the idea to do that kind of story?
That's actually a kind of funny one. So I was playing around with a couple different comic book ideas. At the time, originally it was superheroes and stuff like that. But I mean, not that I would never want to do it, but it's done to death, you know. And I still am. I'm a really big baby when it comes to horror. I'm very easily scared. I don't enjoy watching horror movies. When I do, it's with the lights on in the daytime. But I was with my brother. We were watching Creature from the Black Lagoon. And one thing that I thought was really interesting is it's this horror movie, but because of the time and the limitations and everything, the scary part isn't like jump scares or seeing the monster. It's like the fear of what is there. You know, you see these silhouettes in the water and whatever. And I thought that was so interesting that, and that not something that terrified me a ton, that I thought it would be really interesting to make a comic where there is this looming creature or monster, but like it's not constantly like visible, you know.
So it's like it's always in the back of your head, though.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Like, you know it's there, but the presence isn't always there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. I can't wait to read this.
Yeah.
Like, as you guys know, it was a Kickstarter before we approached Sam, and actually the Rogue approached Sam. I got to give a lot of credit to the Rogue for making this happen, the business side of it, and that, because like this is my first exclusive, so I don't know anything that I'm doing. But it's just amazing. I'm lost for words at this moment in time. But Eric, do you have any questions for Sam?
Well, I did want to say, so we live in what is now the new golden age of independent comics, and with that we've got titles like Stray Dogs, Nice House on the Lake, Ha Ha, and Ice Cream Man. Of course, these horror anthologies that work in that genre and in a real heavy and dark way most of the time, even when they're being funny. What I thought was real interesting about this concept is more of a like it's more of a pre Friday the 13th, pre Jason Voorhees type of horror, where you know that dangerous element's there, but it's not in your face gory. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's more of a psychological, more mystery type. Like if you had watered down, Saw with a little bit of Scooby Doo, and I really like the way that you presented it like that. I don't think, not being from Canada, I can't emphasize with the setting, but the character and the drama. I think that you've really captured something that's not in the market right now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where the story takes us.
For sure, awesome, thank you. Yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned the Scooby Doo thing. A friend of mine had mentioned that as well. He had said that it's like a crossover between X-Files and Scooby Doo is kind of the vibe that he got, and
right. Yeah, I definitely get that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Now, will this story be a one and done, or is it going to be expanded into a wider story in the future?
Right. Yeah. So originally, when I did this was a one and done, kind of get it off my bucket list, basically. Make a comic book, move on with my life. I really enjoyed the process of writing it, and I really enjoyed working with Lily. Like I can't stress enough that like obviously without her it couldn't be done, but without her, like she really brought these characters and scenery to life for me. And I found myself, like, even with side characters, like Karen is one of the side characters who I found like I really enjoyed, and I wish I wrote more of her in it. And so we ended up talking, and I had these other ideas, just about directions we could go in, and with future comics, and she had brought up the idea that we do a sequel to this Happy Pines comic. And I thought about it a bunch, and I ended up sort of drafting something up, and then that draft became a script. And so we are actually planning on making a whole series, and I kind of want to tackle like different Canadian locations with different sort of like these Canadian-esque creatures, you know.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
Fingers crossed for Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, figure something out there.
So you got a whole island you could do. You could like do a beach creature or something.
Sure. Yeah,
we're surrounded by beach here. Now, is there anything in like the bullpen of creating something that's outside of Happy Pines, just an original story?
Yeah. So there has been some of that. We were Lily and I, we were talking about that before, and I at my core, you know, what got me into comic books, and I think what got a lot of people into comic books is superheroes. I really enjoy superhero stories. I really like as a kid, I often found myself like with these ideas for like what I would do if I could retell like, you know, like a Superman or a Spider-Man origin type of thing. And so I had a sorry, I lost my train of thought. I had a superhero comic that I had originally started trying to work on, also set in Canada, and we had talked about that. It just feels like a very big project. We looked into doing another project, another superhero one, which was sort of like a retelling of a Superman type of origin story that we might look more into the future. We were testing the waters with superhero stuff. And as far as horror goes, we've been just to try and keep engagement up online. We've been retelling. We're in the process right now, anyways, of retelling these fairy tales, but with like a slight twist. So right now we're doing Little Red Riding Hood, and I've been, when I can at least, and when Lily can get the pages done, we've been posting that on our Instagram and Twitter.
Right on.
Yeah.
No, I followed you on Instagram. I need to check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any more questions, Eric?
Well, I just wanted to say, so the book is being printed. So all of you that are interested in purchasing one, we're going to do this a little bit different since a bulk of our of the viewers in our community is, of course, in the United States. I'm going to have the bulk of them available. I'll do a pre-sale starting Monday on the roguetraderutah.com. So you can go to the roguetraderutah.com, and I will get with you after this on Instagram, because what we want to do is, of course, our exclusive, and then we'll package those with an A cover and make kind of a bundle package for anybody that's interested in picking up the books and supporting what these creators are doing. And anybody in the audience, if you're in tight with your LCS, I know I'm going to make some calls and send some emails out, but if you're in tight with your LCS, talk to them about carrying a few copies of this. An independent creator doing grassroots comics. Let's see if we can, help him get it out there. So anybody that's watching, talk to your people, see if they want to pick up 5 copies or whatever, and we'll just do a drop to my business, and I'll send them out from here. Save everybody time and money doing it that way.
That is amazing, Eric. Like this is why you're a great person in this community, and I love you for it, Eric.
No, absolutely. I was. It was one of those things where when Eric had first contacted me, I was worried it was one of those things where it'd be too good to be true. Like there's some catch, but I mean, so far it's been a really promising adventure.
Well, I remember in our first conversation, you were like, "I can't afford that." And
yeah.
No, I pay you. We give you money for this project.
Yeah, so, no, I remember. I didn't even believe I was being paid to do something. I was, yeah.
This community still catches me off guard to this day. Like I'm like, is this real? Like some days I just don't know. Like because the amazing people that we've met through this community, it's just unreal. Like Bullseye Bob, Eric, the Rogue Trader. You got Bueller. You got PCP Army, Bad Batch. Like you got all of these great community members in this comic community. Of course, we have the bad eggs, but we kind of stick closely to our community, and it's kind of unreal that you never thought that people would be this great around it. And like, I don't know, it's just so fresh, breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm. No,
in a way, and it's just great coming into this community and seeing all these great people.
Totally.
This is definitely the positive side of the comic community.
Yeah.
Like this group. So yeah.
No, I couldn't be happier with I mean, so far how everything's been going, for sure. It's been great.
Right on.
So do you have any other questions, Eric, or
no, I'm good.
So like Eric said, you can hit him up. They'll be going for pre-sales on his website this Monday for copies that you want. Like for the people that are in Canada that do want copies off of me, hit me up on Instagram and we'll work something out. I do have a limited copies, and I do kind of already have 2 sold from like a good friend of mine who I talked to prior to this, and he's like, yeah, hold 2, and sent me the money. So he already bought some off of me. So that's definitely going to him. And I'm definitely keeping the issue for myself because this is my first exclusive with my logo on it. So I'm definitely that's going into my PC.
There's sure. My first.
Super cool.
Herald Journey issue 1.
Look at that.
That was my first.
Station Bobby the Legend.
Bobby D.
So is there anything you would like to say, Sam?
Not much else. I mean, thank you guys, of course, and thank you everybody who is tuning in. And I've seen comments pop up and how supportive everything has been and how great everything has been. We do try to keep pretty regular updates with the progress on Happy Pines and the continuation and those fairy tale things we've been up to. So I mean, you can always check that out. We have our Instagram, which is SWest Comics, and Twitter, which I think is @Comics West or something like that. But yeah, no, I for sure. If people are interested, we do regularly post stuff out there.
And make sure to check out Kickstarter because you never know what comic is coming up that you might be interested in it. I know there's some like risky type comics on there, but if you search through it, you'll be able to find some great comics as well on Kickstarter. I back a ton of Kickstarters. I know some people that are in the chat right now do a lot of Kickstarters. And keep your eyes open for Sam West's next Kickstarter.
Can't wait.
Right on.
And show the cover again for everybody who's just come in. That's Happy Pines, the Rogue Trader and TM Nerdy exclusive. Of course, we got the Rogue Trader running for his life there. And then you have my TM Nerdy logo right there. I am super excited for this. Just want to say thank you to you both. I love you guys both. I love this community. Yeah, I'm at loss for words. It's been the first time in that it's kind of overwhelming for me.
Super cool. I hope I don't let you guys down. I'm looking forward to this.
All right, everybody, make sure to hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. The Rogue Trader's information is down below, as well as his website. I will be adding Sam's West's information down below as well, and my Instagram is also down below. So guys, go hit that up. Station everyone, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.